Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 29th of November. So, euro dollar. Start with the euro dollar. Big bullish engulfing candle there yesterday in the end, and it looks like it could continue upwards. Technically, maybe from that it's already started continuing upwards. However, it's got to be a bit careful not to get ahead of ourselves. Yes, it's bullish. It was turned by news, of course. Fed Powell speaking yesterday. Now, I'd already said on Monday that the big boys and the big traders were only pricing in one increase next year. Now, what he's suggesting is that the interest rates in the US are just below normalization, which, okay, there's one strongly priced in for December, so that would be that one. Does that make it into normalization? He finished off saying he doesn't quite know where normalization, exactly where it will be. So, but unfortunately, he started off on a milder or more dovish tone initially. So the market, some traders have obviously taken it to being that well, that's it for the dollar now in terms of interest rate increases. After December, that will be it. Well, we'll see, but as I said, there was only one priced in anyway, so it's not a significant change. However, you've got to also weigh that up to what Draghi's saying. Now, Draghi's speaking at 8 o'clock this morning. I don't think he'll be saying anything different, and it's nearly 2 weeks before we see what the ECB do then. So we could be, people could be living on a dream that Eurozone is going to be a lot better, and we're going to see the dollar sold completely and the euro push up, and it may do that for a while. So a bit of a change maybe in terms of near-term thoughts on the euro. We may see more pushing up, but I'm just wary that there's some divergences out there. There's some uncertainty with this move, and I may just be sitting there still looking to short it. At the end of the day, if the US is slowing down, the European zone is going to slow down just as much, if not faster. So we'll see. We've already seen the Eurozone slowing down, so it's as I say, there is risks there. So at the moment, got to watch this very carefully. I'm not 100% that this is a continuation move that we'll see to the upside on the euro, pound, etc. But there you go. For now, I'm looking, really, to be fair, to short towards that daily pivot, but we'll see how it sets up this morning post 8 o'clock. Right, that's that bit out of the way. Let's have a look at the pound then. That's in dollar strength overall, so it's important to get that out of the way. So the pound also had a decent move up there. Again, I think it's with Brexit weighing on things, it's just as likely to tipple back a little bit. Can't quite see a divergence on this time frame, but when there isn't really on this time frame. It went higher, the RSI, but just as easy this could slip back towards the daily pivot. So yeah, it may just be a spike from yesterday, but maybe hold on a little bit more until, as I say, we see what happens to the ECB. Even Draghi might water down the euro this morning when he speaks in 11 minutes time. So dollar yen, well, yesterday it ran into technical resistance anyway, so that's fine. I did mention this, and that's as far as it may go, and that's as far as it's gone for now, and it's rolled, and of course the news has seen it sell off since. So not a great surprise there. It's just in terms of where it's going to find support. Looking at the lower time frames here, well, it has got an untouched daily pivot as well. It did all the movement, and it's done an ABC correction there. We'll see how it moves this morning. It may be in for some more downside. It didn't catch the weekly pivot earlier in the week. It could head off south for that. The risk back off again. We'll see, and see if the money's coming back into the yen on the bigger time frame. But at the moment it does look soft. There's not a lot of signs here suggesting, as there are with the pound and euro, that we may have divergences or a bit of a softening. So at the moment that looks like it could just continue, so I'll keep away from that, or look on the short side maybe still. Aussie dollar, well, Aussie yesterday got back up to those prior highs, fell away from those. Can it push through this monthly R2 towards that daily 200? The Aussie, New Zealand, both were, well, particularly the Aussie dollar was holding on a little bit better than some currencies against the dollar more recently, but it has gone, well, for the last over a week now, it had been sitting there pretty choppy, and may just continue that route. Even here we've got a bit of divergence potentially on the 4 hourly there, and certainly there on the hourly. So and the daily pivot below, I think as the bigger traders in the bigger markets digest the news, we may see a bit of a correction, who knows. Okay, and finally the Canadian dollar. We saw oil coming off yesterday, further down to $50. We've seen here then the Canadian dollar pitched up into new highs. It's just short. I'll come back to that weekly. That's a quarterly. That's not a weekly. Just short of the area I was talking about. I've been talking about for a couple of weeks now. It's nearly there, but not quite. But it's still higher lows, higher highs on this daily time frame. But we'll see how this reacts today. It may just chop around. It's still in an upward trend overall. It's not broken the bigger upper trend line that's running across the lows there. So short term, it got nearly right the way back to its daily pivot, not far back from the daily pivot there. Perhaps it's a bit more like the yen, and looks like it could just sell off there. There was no divergence. Didn't touch yesterday's lows again yet, whereas a lot of the other markets have. This hasn't come right the way down that far, but may roll over back towards that 60-minute 200. So maybe a careful day today, I think, is what we need to be treading carefully. As I say, we've got Draghi at 8 o'clock, but the important thing is we've got the FOMC minutes at 7 p.m. this evening. Now that could just sort of add to this softening of the US dollar, depending on what's in those minutes. See whether Powell's sort of speaking more out of turn into, or more thinking ahead to the December meeting than anything else. But okay, so maybe we'll see a bit more action around 7 p.m. this evening as well. Right, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.